Hi guys, this is Edge, I guess speaking today with N7Kate and Dante. This is my highlights and the disappointments for 2015. But yeah, here we go. So a disclaimer at the moment, I haven't played most of the games that people are going to probably think I'm going to mention. So for example, though I have played bits of The Witcher 3 and I have played, say, Fallout 4, I haven't played enough to really put it on my list of highlights. So please bear with that one in mind. One of the highlights that I'm going to mention for this year, which was for me a surprise hit, was Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. I played Dragon Ball Z games and I've been a Dragon Ball Z fan for many years, and a lot of people will probably go back to, what about Budokai or Tenkaichi in the PS2 days. This felt like a very sort of fun experience. The multiplayer was fun, being your own character, something we've been wanting for years. And generally, there's room for improvement. It's not an amazing game, but it's still a fun game that was a surprise for me around February of this year. I would definitely recommend giving it a go. The only thing that I would like to have had more is a bit more versatility on the costume, on the costume, and say your visual representation, icon changes, like a bit more customization on maybe like the features. But it's a good first attempt at making a fantastic sort of multiplayer custom game. And I hope to see more in terms of any sequels from that. Another highlight for me would be Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain. Now, I've not played many of the previous games, but I have had goes in them, and my friends have told me the fun and easy to understand story of Metal Gear. And I've got to say, I love it. The gameplay has been fantastic, running around, doing missions, and just building up your base has been a fantastic mechanic. From what I understand of it, it takes a lot of mechanics from, say, the PSP game that was done a few years back, and this is just a fantastic addition to it. A lot of people have obviously argued about the narrative, but I am perfectly happy with the narrative. It's obviously they could have done a lot of cutscenes, which they didn't. They focused more on the videotapes, cassette tapes, and whatnot. But yeah, fantastic gameplay, and I really just enjoy bombing about, being a dick. Another highlight for me has been this year for the Wii U, which is about time for me personally. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade is a fantastic RPG which I feel came a little bit too late for me. Like, I've been wanting this game for such a long time, and there's been some other fantastic games like against Splatoon, Mario Maker, but it all feels like it's been drip fed a little bit at the moment from Nintendo. This game is like one of the big ones for me that I've been looking forward to, and I've not put it down. The combat is fantastic. The visuals are amazing when you're exploring. It does take a little bit to get used to. A lot of people probably find when they're running about, can I go over here? The way that they've made it so the progression, you have to sort of literally forget conventions of exploring. Where you'd think, there's these guys here, a good level to fight. Don't, just take it all in and take it for what it is. The multiplayer aspect of it is a little bit of a disappointment for me, but everything else has been such a good time for me that I can ignore that. Disappointments of 2015. Unfortunately for me, there are a few. First one was Dying Light. It came out earlier in 2015, and I've forgotten about it almost entirely for this year. It was a good attempt at a multiplayer zombie game, I believe from the makers or side party that did Dead Island. And when you have 4 players together, it is a fantastic game. It's fun with the parkour. The parkour is one of the highlights for me from the game. But anything else on your own, I just find it boring. The story is lackluster, and I wish that there was. I don't know how I can describe it to a degree. It just feels a little bit sort of bare. Again, you might have enjoyed Dying Light, and if you have, fantastic. I mean, but for me personally, it was a bit of a disappointment. But if you're going to play it, my best advice would be to play it with friends. Don't play it on your own. One that's going to probably get flames: Star Wars Battlefront. Again, I'm sure N7 Dante and M7K have enjoyed the game, and I have as well. But it feels like a lot's been cut out, especially with the season pass and with the variety of maps you can get a hold of. It doesn't seem like a fair price to pay. I've enjoyed it. The visuals and the sound effects are brilliant. The gameplay modes a little bit sort of boring at times, and there's not much of a single player campaign. Brings it down. It's not a terrible game. I'm just saying, for me, it was a disappointment. Those are some of my highlights and pros and cons for this year. And again, there's been so many games of 2015. It's very difficult to sort of sum them all in one go. But I'm hoping that you've enjoyed some of our lists. 2016. Hope we look forward to some fantastic games coming out on the handheld market and in consoles. But have a very good new year. And thanks for bearing with me. Bye.
Yeah.